Emily learns common English idioms. Hello. My name is Emily, and today I want to tell you about the time I learned some common English idioms. When I first started learning English, I found it difficult to understand idioms because they didn't always mean what the words suggested. But over time, I learned a few idioms that I hear a lot in conversations. Let me share my story with you. One day, I was talking to my friend Jack. He's a native English speaker, and he uses a lot of idioms when he speaks. We were sitting in a cafe, and he said, "Emily, you look like you're under the weather." I was confused. Under the weather? I repeated. I'm not standing under the weather. I'm sitting here in the cafe. Jack laughed and explained, "No, Emily. Under the weather means you don't feel well, like you have a cold or you're tired." Oh, I said, finally understanding. Yes, I feel a little tired today. Thanks for explaining. Jack smiled and said, "No problem. Don't worry, learning idioms is a piece of cake." Again, I was confused. A piece of cake? We're not eating cake, I said. Jack laughed again. Emily, a piece of cake means something is easy. It's a way to say that something is not difficult. Oh, I see. I replied. So, learning idioms is easy? That's right. Jack said. You'll get the hang of it. Now, I was getting used to Jack's idioms, but get the hang of it was another new one for me. What does get the hang of it mean? I asked. Jack explained, it means you will learn how to do something with practice. At first, it's difficult, but after some time, you will understand it and do it well. I understand now, I said, feeling more confident. After that, I wanted to learn more idioms, so I asked Jack if he could teach me a few more. He smiled and said, "Sure. Let's start with an easy one, break the ice." I thought about it for a moment. Does it mean to break real ice? I asked. No, Jack said. Break the ice means to start a conversation in an uncomfortable situation. For example, if you're at a party and you don't know anyone, you can break the ice by introducing yourself to someone. That's interesting, I said. I'll try to break the ice at the next party I go to. Jack nodded. Exactly. Now, here's another one, hit the books. Do you know what that means? I guessed, does it mean to actually hit your books? Jack shook his head. No, it means to study hard. For example, if you have an exam coming up, you should hit the books and prepare. I laughed. That's a funny way to say study. I'll remember to hit the books before my next English test. Jack then taught me a few more idioms. He said, "How about let the cat out of the bag?" Do you know this one? I thought about it and said, does it mean to release a cat from a bag? Jack smiled and replied, no, it means to accidentally reveal a secret. For example, If you tell someone about a surprise party before the party, you let the cat out of the bag. That's a tricky one, I said. I'll be careful not to let the cat out of the bag when I'm planning surprises. We continued talking, and Jack introduced me to more idioms. He told me about raining cats and dogs, which means it's raining very hard. He also explained costs an arm and a leg, which means something is very expensive. By the end of our conversation, I had learned many new idioms. At first, idioms seemed confusing, but after Jack explained them, they made more sense. I realized that idioms make language more colorful and fun. Now, when I hear someone say they're feeling under the weather or they need to hit the books, I know exactly what they mean. And when I meet new people, I'll remember to break the ice and start a conversation. That's my story about learning idioms. It wasn't a piece of cake at first, but with a little practice, I got the hang of it. I hope you enjoy learning idioms as much as I did.